Yo, how's it going YouTube? I'm back in the video, and today I'm going to talk about how the Dallas Mavericks could potentially make NBA history and come back from down 3-0 in a series. Now, am I saying they're going to come back from down 3-0? No, honestly, they're probably not. It's never been done before for a reason, because right now it's impossible, but it's not really impossible, but it's pretty much impossible. You know what I'm trying to say. So, in my opinion, though, the Dallas Mavericks do have a very unique opportunity in the fact that they do have a chance to do it for a few specific reasons I'm begin to in this video. So if that does sound interesting to you and you want to hear why I think the Dallas Mavericks have a chance to come back from this 3-0 deficit, which no team in NBA history has ever been able to do before, please wait around this video and I'll be getting to that all in this video. And if you like the point, hit the like button and subscribe button. I mean the absolute world to me. And without further ado, without rambling on too much, just get right into this video. And the first reason is going to be, basically, they have Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is, let's just be honest, he's just built differently than most people. Him being on your team gives you a chance to win any game, any given night, no matter who you're playing against. Like, no matter what scenario, Luka Doncic is going to be Luka Doncic, unless he's, like, injured or something. But, like, a healthy Luka Doncic is just going to dominate no matter who he is playing. He is going to be that dude on the court and will most likely be the best player on any court that he steps onto. So just having Luka Doncic in general gives you a chance to win every single game. And with a player like Luka Doncic, if he catches fire for a few games, he can single-handedly win you a game. He is on a very short list of players in the NBA who by himself can win you a game literally on his own. Like, if Luka Doncic is on fire, he's having a really good game, you're probably going to win that game. That's just how good Luka Doncic is and how much of an impact he has on the game when it comes to a winning aspect, because he plays so good. And when you have a guy who on the series has been averaging 33 points per game, 1 block per game, 2 steals per game, 6 assists per game, 9 rebounds per game on 33% shooting from the 3 and 43% shooting from the field, when that is his averages, like that's what he reaches on a daily, if you catch him on a little bit of a hot streak where he's playing a little bit above that, it is going to be very, very hard to beat him. And to think that Luka can probably play a little bit above this for just 3 straight games is not that far stretched at all, because we have seen that from him multiple times in the regular season. So if I told you Luka Doncic is going to go on average 49 and 6 for the rest of the series, that's honestly not that crazy of a thing for Luka Doncic to do in a 3-game stretch because of how good of a player he is. And it's with that being such a realistic possibility that it also opens up the possibility of him getting hot for these 3 games and them going on to win 3 straight games and beat the Warriors and come back from a 3-0 deficit. Now, do I think that's going to happen? Probably not, but the possibility is there. And the reason this is such a unique scenario, despite all the other 0-3 deficits, is because most of the time when you're down 0-3, it's because the other team is just that much better than you that you can't even win a game. Like, they're just dominating you, they're just better than you. But that's really not the case for the Dallas Mavericks, because if you look at the Mavericks versus the Warriors, yes, they started off down 0-3, but 2 of those 3 games, they easily could have won. One of them, they were up, I think, like 19 points going into the 3rd quarter, or at some point in the 3rd quarter, they were up 19 points. If it wasn't for a collapse of the Mavericks, this series was literally be tied 2-2 right now. Like, the Golden State Warriors, although the win total isn't in the favor of Mavericks and it doesn't look good, this series has not been nearly as lopsided as a lot of people would like to have you think. Because yes, game 1 was a blowout for the Warriors, but game 4 was pretty much a blowout for the Mavericks from wire to wire. It got a little close at the end, but that game was never really in question. Dallas was going to have that in hand, so Dallas ended up winning that game. And then if you look at the 2 losses sandwiched in between, that being games 2 and 3, both of those went to the Warriors, but like I said, game 2 easily should have probably went to the Dallas Mavericks. Like, they led that entire game and just choked in the second half. And then even going into the game 3, should I say, game 3 was not a blowout by any means. Although the Warriors did kind of lead that game from wire to wire, Dallas Mavericks were in that game pretty much from every step of the way, and if they got on any type of hot streak or any type of run, they could have taken the lead in that game and won it. So easily, this series could either be 3-1 the other way or 2-2 easily. Like, in all honesty, the series should be 2-2, and this is coming from someone who is not a Dallas Mavericks fan. I'm a New Orleans Pelicans fan. So I know it'd probably sound like if I was a Mavericks fan, I'd be being a hell of a homer right now, but I'm really not, because it's not crazy to say that Luka Doncic could go on a very hot streak and single-handedly win 3 games by himself, but he might not even have to do that, because honestly, the teams aren't that different when it comes to like a skill level and competitiveness level, because this series has been a lot more competitive than a lot of people would want you to think, and that's why I think for sure this is kind of a unique opportunity for them to break that 0-3 no one ever has beaten it, because I think the record is something ridiculous, like no team, like out of all 753 that's been 0-3, they have never came back. It's a stupid stat. It might not be that high, but that's what I think I remember seeing. If I can find it, I'll put it up on the screen right now, but the stat is insane, and I think the Dallas Mavericks have a very, very unique situation that they are currently in, and they could maybe kind of break the stigma that 3-0 is a complete death sentence for anyone that gets in that situation, because we even saw it in the first round with Toronto versus Philly. Toronto, although they got down 3-0, they were able to make that a 3-2 series, and if they would have won that game 6, that would have been a very, very stressful game for the Philadelphia 76ers, because as you keep winning more games, it's going to get tighter and tighter for the team that was up 3-0, because say Dallas does go on and win this next game, now that is a ton of pressure on Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors not to choke a 3-0 lead. Like, you know how much pressure that is, and you don't want to be the first team ever to choke a 3-0 lead, especially when you're a team that already choked a 3-1 lead in the NBA Finals. Like, that is going to be immense pressure if Dallas starts to win and they do win this next game. The Warriors are definitely going to be starting to feel a little bit of pressure back on them, be like, look, we cannot choke this, like we just can't, and that is going to be very, very hard. And on the other hand, Luka Doncic sees all these stats. He's one of those guys that if you challenge him like that and say no team's ever done it, he's going to take that as a challenge and play even better and take it as motivation. He's just one of those cats that's just built completely different. Like, how his mind works is just differently. So when he sees a stat like that, he uses it as motivation. Or when like Klay Thompson at the end of that last game was talking trash to Luka, he's one of the guys like you just don't want to piss him off, because he will single-handedly beat you, and he is just that good that if he like is mad, he is going to play that much better. You're not going to get in his head, you're just going to piss him off, and he's going to play even harder and even better the next game. So I think for sure, just having Luka Doncic gives you a chance to easily come back from 3-0 deficit, or just since the game is more competitive really than the series is letting on, I think it could for sure set up to make it a very, very interesting series going forward. But unfortunately, guys, that's my first video, so comment below. Do you agree with me? Do you think the Dallas Mavericks can make history and come back from an 0-3 deficit? Or any thoughts in the comment section below? Who do you think is going to win the finals? Who do you think is going to make the finals? I really want to hear what your thoughts are on that, and I really want to know if you think Dallas has any chance. But now I also know that this video could easily age like milk, because I'm uploading it before the Dallas game tomorrow. So if Dallas loses, this video is gonna look really bad, but I hope Dallas wins tomorrow and I look like a genius, okay? But you know, if on one hand, if they do lose, like the video to help me out, man. Help my feelings that are going to be hurt. And if they do win, hit the like button, because your dude's a genius and he's one of the most correct people ever. All right? So either way, hit the like button. And if you like video on point, hit the subscribe button. It would mean the absolute word to me. And I hope you have a blessed day. Have a blessed day. So you have a blessed day. All glory to God. See you in the next video. Goodbye. Boo. Blah.